Sports fans, I think we might be live. What's going on? Patrick over here at Ghost Picks ATS. I'll do a little test because it's going to be a longer live video. So stay tuned. What is going on? If so, I am Ghost Picks Patrick. We'll have the National Championship top player prop between North Carolina and Kansas going off tonight. But first, we'll do a quick check, make sure we're live, everything is up and rolling. Because if not, no point in doing this. Yesterday, we did do it twice, so we'll be testing this out. All right, we are live. We're good. What's up, everybody? Patrick, Ghost Picks ATS, coming at you with the free play of the day in tonight's National Championship. Yesterday, we were all over the Women's National Championship with the under and South Carolina, but did not get South Carolina at live money, unfortunately. But Kings yesterday, absolute trash. I'll talk about that game here in a little bit. But as you can see on the screen, I do have my top player prop up for everyone to see straight out of the gate. No waiting around for that one. If you do want to wait around, plus 2,200 is my top play of the day in this national championship. Or not my top pick, but definitely my top long shot. We're in the national championship. It is my favorite prop bet. I think that there's a legit shot at this one hitting, especially given the injury to Armando Bacot and the defense of Kansas and how this game should progress. So if you're just joining me for the first time, I am Ghost Picks Patrick. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're into sports betting, sports insight. I'm self-accredited. I'm sharp as gets. Master's degree in analytics. So know what I'm doing. I run my own numbers and have some insight for you for today's game. And with no further ado, we will get right on into it. If you want, there's two ways to get my premium card tonight. It is one through the Gold Week promo. We're doing a Monday through Thursday, all plays included, $50. This means you get my pre-tournament Masters picks and all the breakdowns for that, as well as tonight's National Championship card. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, you also get some soccer and NBA action as for that Gold Week promo. So that is $50. Links in the description. But then there's also, this is for a select few, I know, but people hop on every single package over and over and over again. So this is the one collective Ultimate Summer. We're going to go ahead and knock it down right here before everything goes. We've got tonight's NCAA card, NBA Sharp Action Playoff. We got MLB preseason Sharp Action. I mean, there's all kinds of action going on there within the next week, and that will last all the way through the summer, and that is the biggest discount. We'll have that for the next 3 days. So if you're one of those people who was on every single one of them, consider it. If not, we'll go ahead and go with the Gold Week promo. $50, get everything included, a taste of the Masters as well. So let's get on into it. Leaky Black, over 4.5 rebounds at DraftKings. You see it right there, minus 120. Put it on the board. I'm a huge fan. Leaky Black is one of these guys. He's going to play every bit of 40 minutes tonight. I don't think Hubert Davis really cares about foul trouble as much as maybe Coach K did. You could tell the way Armando Bacot played with 2 fouls. Leaky Black played the entire 40 minutes, and rebounds are you got to be there stat. I mean, it's a opportunity stat. So given the amount of minutes that he's on the floor and the increased pace of these two teams, you already get a little bump to these rebounds. You look at his numbers throughout the tournament, and they're hit or miss. St. Peter's being the big miss, but if you look at that game, it was a blowout. It was a beatdown. They never really had too much pressure on them in particular. They run a 5-out system, and just could have been that he wasn't around during the misses. So that was also the game he played the least amount of minutes. Given the injury to Armando Bacot and the pace of this game and everything, I think Leaky Black over 4.5 rebounds is easily my favorite play. A little bit of the sharper side. Haven't really seen anybody talking about rebounds or anything, but that's the kind of stuff I like to look into. Kansas, if they shoot as well as they did last game, it's going to be tough, to get all those opportunities. But I find that a little bit unlikely. We haven't seen too many teams shoot that well from 3 all year long, and Kansas in particular has not done it many times, and if they do, they usually regress the next game. But that is here nor there. Leaky Black, over 4.5 rebounds, 6'8", long, lanky, athletic. In his interviews, I mean, he's talked about what he'll give for Hubert Davis in these opportunities. So I'm a huge fan of this play here today. And if you get alternate lines as well, I think there's some sports books as well as like DraftKings, FanDuel, You get alternate lines, alternate rebounds, especially for the national championship game. Leaky Black over 8.5 rebounds at plus 500, plus 600, depending where you're looking. I like that a whole hell of a lot. If I'm plus 600, that's a 3-team parlay. All I need is Leaky Black to get over 8.5 rebounds, and that cashes. Given his minutes, his usage, by chance, if Armando Bacot does not play, he's somehow not 100%, it would be Leaky Black more than likely spending a lot of minutes on McCormick down low. If that is the case, that 8.5, that would be minus 110. So the fact that it's a possibility, and he got 9 against Duke, so it's not like it's out of the question, even just given the normal outlook of this game. So Leaky Black over 4.5 rebounds, easily my favorite player prop of today. 40 minutes, I expect every single one of those 40 to be played by Leaky. And getting on into another player prop that I like, I'll go ahead and talk. This will lead on into my analysis of today's game. So if you look at Kansas, you look at North Carolina, two of the best teams, obviously, over the course of March, February. If you look at Kansas in particular, they have not played the toughest schedule to get here. Before the tournament, they had one of the easiest ranked paths, Creighton, Providence, Miami, Villanova. Depending on how you rank the Big East, it was a cakewalk, especially with an injured Villanova team, a fouled-out Miami team, a Providence team that's maybe the most overhyped. But either way, this team has proven step for step that they are legit. They can play multiple different paces. They can play in different styles. They can play with the guards. They can go inside McCormick. They can win a nasty game like Providence, where they shot 2 for 15 from 3, or Villanova, where they shoot 13 for 24. Now, at the same time, you look at those teams that they struggle with over the course of the regular season. Big loss to Kentucky, Texas, Baylor, TCU, Texas Tech. All those teams kind of have something in common. And besides Kentucky, they're pretty good defensive teams. And over the course of the season, North Carolina is not necessarily the best defensive team. They would be the lowest team to win the national championship from an adjusted defensive standpoint in the history of at least the last 25 years, at least. So that alone, throws up a little bit of a red flag. But if you look at this North Carolina team, they're not anywhere near the same that they were at the beginning of the season. Hubert Davis, rookie coach, testing things out, getting everybody. It's the first year past COVID as well. You got to think about that. So getting everybody on the same track, Brady Manick transfer, getting everybody on the same page. This Carolina team is also one of the least deep teams in the college basketball. They play 5 guys pretty much, 6 guys. So in the beginning of the year, when they're giving some more minutes to the bench guys, it shows. Their defense was terrible. Over the past 10 games, they've got a top 10 adjusted defense. And that's going up against offenses, Baylor, UCLA, Duke. Those are 3 of the top 5, 10 offenses in college basketball. Virginia Tech in the tournament, another one of those teams. So Carolina's earned every bit of what they've got. I think this is going to be a phenomenal game, and that is why you like his points. Let me see. So I'm getting comment over here. Bobby, Leaky Black over points. We'll talk about that. I'll get on into that, I guess, here in a second as well. But the outlook of this game, I think it's going to be, the 4 points for Kansas. If you look at it from over the strength of the full season, if you incorporate all those numbers, this is Kansas by 8 points. And there's no question about it. Kansas has been consistent from start to finish. Even with Remy Martin out in the middle of the season, they were able to win in different ways, win a tough Big 12, tough out-of-conference as well. But if you just narrow down these numbers from just February onward or just March onward, and there's 9, 10 games, 15 games if you look at February, this line is much different. It'd be much more closer like Kansas -1 or a pick'em. So depending how you want to look at it, if you want to play Carolina's hot hand, then you're playing the Carolina +4 all the way. If you think it's just more about consistency from start to finish and just the blue blood of all blue bloods, Kansas comes through. They've got depth. They've got size. They can shoot. They play defense. They force turnovers. Really, truly, this would be the easiest pick for me. It would be the Carolina Tar Heels all 100% if they force turnovers. Without forcing turnovers, you really put your faith into the other team and whether or not they're making shots. And Carolina has forced turnovers at a ridiculous rate on defense. I mean, they just do not do it. And part of the reason is because it's their style. They're not that aggressive, and because of that, they get a better defensive rebound percentage. They have better defensive numbers, against the 2 and the 3 because they're in position. They're not getting out of position, overreacting to steals and whatnot. They stay between the rim and the defender or the offense. But here nor there, North Carolina, Kansas should be an absolutely phenomenal one. Leaky Black, getting back on into him. So in the comments over here, we're looking at over 6 points for Leaky Black. I do like it, but at the same time, I don't think it's the strength of North Carolina to go through Leaky Black. I don't think that's in their game plan, and that's kind of how I look at things, especially player props. When we talk about so the one I want to get into, you're talking about Leaky Black over-under. I want to talk about Caleb Love over-under. So Caleb Love is probably more than likely going to be guarded by DeJuan Harris. If you watched him play against Colin Gillespie and Villanova, he was in his face all game long, start to finish. It was, Villanova turned the ball over like 7 times in the first half. They're a team that doesn't turn the ball over 7 times in a game. It was, at one point, Villanova had more turnovers Kansas had more field goals than Villanova had turnovers. That's never, it's crazy numbers. And can Carolina take care of the ball? I think having Caleb Love and RJ Davis is crucial. You got to have 2 guys. When they bring the pressure, Kansas, they are able to force turnovers at a decent clip. And for a good team to force turnovers, that's when things get nasty. And you saw that with the Villanova game. I think they were down to 18 during that peak stretch, and that was when Villanova was turning the ball over. Sure, they were shooting the ball at 50%, but there's an old saying, it's something like, a lot of shots at a little percentage is better than a little shots at a lot of percentage, or, something like that. Some old wives' tale. But it is the damn truth. And we see that with these teams in particular. Both teams try to get additional offensive possessions through different ways. Kansas by forcing turnovers, North Carolina through offensive rebounding. They're one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country. And they're also one of the best defensive rebounding teams in the country. They don't give up second chances. Against this Kansas team, absolutely crucial. I kind of got off tangent there a little bit, but going back to the Caleb Love, I think Harris will be guarding him start to finish. Kansas likes to switch the screens, so if Carolina really, really wants Caleb Love to get involved and run the offense from start to finish, they can probably do that with whatever option they want to. Kansas is more than happy to switch on just about every screen. You see that in games such as like Baylor and Kansas State, ones with multiple scoring guards. Kansas will just alternate them. They'll switch it all around all game long. But primarily, DeJuan Harris is on the ball handler. And I think that today will be Caleb Love. And given that, I'm kind of looking at Caleb Love under 18.5 points. Now, not as big of a fan as Leaky Black over rebounds, but I think it's going to have to be the alternate options tonight for Carolina. I know with Baycott out, not out. Baycott is not out. He is injured, and he is up in the air on how well he will be out there. I'm sure he'll be shot up before the game. Adrenaline will be pumping. So I think Baycott will be fine, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And rather than looking at him, you look at the other options. I think Kansas will really tone in on Caleb Love and make the other guys beat him. I kind of saw that with Baylor, where Flagler and Saisha, the dyed hair guy from Baylor, those were the 2 that took over that game for Baylor against Kansas. And I see RJ Davis, my play of the day, plus 2,200. I think RJ Davis to be the most outstanding player is the pick I will be going with today. If you look at what he did against the Baylor game, I don't mean to just talk about Baylor, but they did just play them, yada, yada, yada. Baylor's got 2 defensive guards that get after you. Caleb Love was, he was a little bit shaky in that one before fouling out. it was R.J. Davis and Brady Manick in that game. I think R.J. Davis is going to be the guy. If he puts up 25 plus tonight, I think there's a very damn good possibility that he is the most outstanding player. Obviously, Armando Bacot, given what he's done, is in first place for North Carolina. Now, while I don't think Carolina is necessarily going to win, this doesn't mean Carolina is going to win this game. But I think if Carolina wins this game, there's a damn good chance that is because of R.J. Davis. And if that's the case, him at 2,200 be the most outstanding player, put in the books. R.J. Davis, you're my guy. Let's roll. Hopefully he will be guarded by somebody else than Harris. And I do believe that will be the case. And at the end of the games, we may see Harris make the switch onto the leading ball scorer, which could be R.J. Davis at the time. But at that point, R.J. Davis might already have 25. He's as confident of a shooter as anybody. One of the things that I've said about Carolina over and over and over again in my write-ups, the reason that they are so good is they are so unselfish. They truly believe in each other. You can tell it just by the way they play basketball. Their chemistry is second to none right now. They know where each other are going to be. Everybody gets their shots up in the first half. R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, Brady Manick, Bacot, everybody touches the rock in the first half. Whoever is hot, they find a way to get them the ball in the second half. It's one of my favorite things about Hubert Davis. He really plays from a player standpoint. He understands the hot hand and going to him. And sometimes it's forget about basketball, forget about the play. Put the ball in your hottest player's hand, put him in a pick and roll, and let him go to town. R.J. Davis is my guy today. Obviously, he's maybe he could be held to 2 points tonight. It could be Brady Manick's game. It could be Caleb Love's game. But if I'm correct, DeJuan Harris should be on Caleb Love from start to finish. And if that's the case, it's R.J. Davis' game. And if that's the case, he already put up 30 against Baylor. He's averaging 16, 15 for the tournament. His total's sitting at 14.5. I like it. Obviously, I like the over. But if Harris is on him, it could be the Caleb Love show. But don't like those odds near as much. And I think that Caleb Love is much, much more of a second half guy. I think R.J. Davis could come out on an absolute heater and carry this team. And at 2,200, I think that's at least worth a sprinkle. So give me the Leaky Black over 4.5 rebounds. If we're looking for a Kansas prop, just to be rooting for both teams or somebody over there, Ryan Braun has been crashing the boards at a pretty good clip. Now they got a couple different high numbers for Kansas rebound totals, which is a little bit nuts. Jalen Wilson's right now is sitting at almost 9.5 at minus 130. So huge numbers, and that's for the two guy. I think if Christian Braun is guarding Leaky Black, which if I'm correct, I think that will be the matchup. That's the guy who gets the rebounds. So Christian Braun, he's going to play a damn good amount of minutes. I wish I knew who was playing on who before the game. But I could see Agbaji. So all I can do is compare it to previous games, and it works. You find teams that are similar, that have similar guard play, similar dynamics, and you see who guards who, and that's kind of how they play. And it works more times than not. I think Christian Braun will be on Leaky Black. If so, Leaky Black is the worst shooter, which means he slacks off, which means he helps more. He's in the paint, more opportunities to rebound. Good luck. God bless. Grind on. If there's anything else. Masters. Shoot. Obviously, the Masters talk is the big talk of the day. It's Masters Monday. That comes with the Goal Week promo. So good luck. God bless. Grind on. We will catch you back here tomorrow. Hopefully on the right side of this Leaky Black. He'll play all 40 minutes. If you're just tuning in at the very end, just for the picks, Leaky Black, top player prop, over 4.5 rebounds. I think he plays all 40 minutes. R.J. Davis to be the most outstanding player at plus 2,200. I don't think that North Carolina wins this game unless it's R.J. Davis. So that's why I'm going with that one. Not necessarily that I think UNC is going to win. I think there's a multitude of ways that Kansas could win this game, as they have shown throughout the tournament. So If you want the premium card, Gold Week promo, $50, Monday through Thursday. You get all tonight's NCAA National Championship card as well as the whole Masters tournament. And then Tuesday and Wednesday, we got some NBA action for you. So all kinds of things going on. Big week in sports. Look forward to seeing you back here. Peace and blessings. Have a great day. Go Leaky, baby. Go Leaky.